Hey guys, what's up? Ben from SnowBoardGamer. Welcome to episode 28 of This Week in Board Games. In this weekly segment, I do quick reviews on all the games we've played, go over any interesting board game news, and show any new purchases. I've also been giving weekly updates on our board game room renovation, which is coming along nicely. We've got a new one for you this week, so stay tuned later in the episode for that. The end of last week, we finished up SnowBoardGamer 2.0, where I went to the mountains with some of my friends and we played board games, we went snowboarding. At the end of the week, I taught Jonathan Twilight Struggle. Twilight Struggle is a two-player only game, ages 13 and up, and plays in 2 to 3 hours. This is a long one. In Twilight Struggle, I like to describe as a game of chess with a Cold War theme. And there are all these cards in the deck that represent actual events from the Cold War, like the Cuban Missile Crisis, kitchen debates. I am teaching Jonathan Twilight Struggle. What do you think, Jonathan?
I like it. I like the historical aspect of the game. It's very complex. I like the whole balance aspect of it, which is interesting to me, like how the points are tracked. And it's a constant balance between the two powers. I really like that a lot. No, I'm going to place them one here in Angola.
Okay.
I'm going to bolster up South Africa here.
So two more in there to take control?
More. Yep, to take control of that.
All right, that leaves you with one more. Okay.
Alrighty. And I guess I'll just, for the moment, I'll place one here in Botswana.
All right. I love how historical this game is. It is a little bit of a beast to learn though, so I recommend for anyone who wants to learn Twilight Struggle, go pick it up on Steam. Normally I don't recommend board game apps because I prefer to play them in person on the tabletop, but for Twilight Struggle, one of the best ways to learn is by getting it on Steam, and it's $15 normal price, and when they run their winter, spring sales, they usually put it at either $5, maybe $7.50 at most, and so you can get it for a pretty good deal, and that'll help teach you the rules, the cards. This is an awesome two-player game. While at Breck this week, I did my first ever double black and actually enjoyed it. I've got a vlog coming soon from SnowBoardGamer last week. Here are a couple of clips from the mountain. The view is just amazing at Breckenridge. After we got back from SnowBoardGamer, we played Secret Hitler. Secret Hitler is for 5 to 10 players ages 17 and up and plays in 45 minutes. The 17 and up is because of the controversial theme. We play it with teenagers and it's totally fine. In Secret Hitler, you split into two teams, the fascists and the liberals, and it's a pre-World War II theme in Germany where you've got the liberals trying to keep a government together and prevent the fascists from taking over and installing Hitler as their leader. One of the players is Hitler and the rest are fascists on the fascist team. The fascist team starts the game by opening their eyes and looks around the table so they know who the other fascists are. With 7 or more players, Hitler keeps their eyes closed but puts their thumb up. And so the fascists know who their leader is, but Hitler doesn't know who anyone else is, which is why they call the game Secret Hitler. This is our favorite social game. We played this game so much. A couple months ago, we actually realized that we're playing one rule wrong in Secret Hitler. It's not actually wrong, but it's an important rule that helps the game from taking too long. We had several hour to an hour and a half long games of Secret Hitler because no one could come to a consensus on needing to vote. There's a rule that we missed that says whoever's the president at the table calls for the vote. So no more of these 45-minute long discussions on who they think is who and over-analysis of everything. The president says enough is enough, time to vote. Ever since we implemented that rule a few months ago, the games have really stuck to about 45 minutes. So if you're playing Secret Hitler, don't forget that rule. President calls for the vote. The next game we played, I don't actually own. We went over to some friend's house over the weekend for a party. We went down to the basement to throw some darts. And while we're playing darts, my friend pulled out a game called Liar's Dice. Have any of you ever played Liar's Dice? It's an old game. Everybody starts with 5 dice and you roll the dice with a cup and then you peek at the dice, so only you know what dice you've rolled. So with 4 players, you have 20 dice. Everyone goes around bidding on how many dice they think there are among the whole group. So if you rolled 3 threes, you might bid on a high number of threes, expecting that maybe from the other 3 players, they've each got 1, maybe 2 threes. And so somebody starts out and says 2 twos. And then you go around in a circle and you have to increase the number or you have to increase the number of dice. So on your turn, you either make a new bet or you call the previous person out. And then whoever's wrong loses one of their dice, and last one standing wins. It's actually a really fun game. And what's interesting about it is, let's say you rolled 3 threes. You might start off and not even go in on 3s. You might say 3 fours to start off with, and you don't have any 4s. And then someone else who has 4s jumps in and says, ooh, 4 4s, 5 4s. And then all of a sudden at the end you say 6 3s, and then people are like, what? I thought you had 4s. So that's why they call it liar's dice, because you can lie about what you have by bidding on numbers that you don't even have. And it gets especially interesting when you get down to 2 or 3 people and you each only have 1 or 2 dice, because you know there's only 4 to 6 dice left, and someone says 3 2s. Well, maybe they actually rolled 2 2s. Maybe they have 0. I really liked this game, and I'm going to look to get a copy of it myself. You actually don't have to buy it. You could just get some dice rolling cups and dice to play it. But they do have some copies on Amazon. I looked for like 13 bucks. So I think I'll snag one of those. Lastly, we played Clank. Clank is for 1 to 4 players, ages 12 and up, and plays in 30 to 60 minutes. And it is a deck building adventure, which means it's a deck builder similar to Dominion if you've played that. If not, you start with the same 10 cards, which allow you to do things like buy other cards to put in your discard pile, and then they eventually get shuffled into your deck. That's why they call it a deck building game. In addition to buying other cards, you can move around the dungeon and try and collect all this treasure. This game always starts off kind of slow, and then all of a sudden somebody's gotten an artifact and escaped out of the dungeon, and the time ticker starts, and everyone else has 4 turns to get out before they're dead.
Casual.
It's Sunday night, we're doing family game night. We've just played a game of Clank and are immediately doing a rematch because Travis killed all of us and beat us. We were all below the depths and died.
Except me.
Well, yeah. He ran down, got an artifact, ran all the way back up, went out there. None of us had like any boots to go out from underground, so he beat us like 80 to 0.
Right.
Yeah, like pretty much. So we flipped it over, trying the back side of the board now, and a rematch, and we're hopefully going to dethrone Travis. He's won every time at this game.
3 games in a row.
You're really good at this
game. He's really good.
2 more.
Green.
Okay,
I'm not dead either. Whew.
Black.
Let's go! I have 2 moves, so I'm going to go 1. I have 3 swords, so I'll just defeat that guy and give me a coin. I'm just going to grab...
Alright, +1 Clank.
Oh, you're so lucky, Kenzie.
11 to spend and 2 swords. I used the 2 swords to move in there. For 7, I'll buy Secret Tome. In 4, I will buy Sapphire here. Okay, here.
Kenzie's hoping.
All that Clank goes in there.
Let's go.
1.
I'm dead anyway.
You're drawing 8 now.
Yeah.
The next 4.
2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm dead anyway.
Oh, I get 1. Oh no.
I'm dead.
6, 7, 8.
I'm dead too.
Okay.
So only Kenzie and Ben really need to add their scores up.
Alright, Kenzie, what do you have?
50.
I had 53. So close. Good game.
77, and I died like 6 turns before you guys.
But you got a higher score, but like
You didn't.
You got a higher score because you took too many risks that ended up killing you.
You took the damages to be able to get down to the 30 faster.
So like, did you really like?
That's what's cool about this game.
Have a higher score.
There's definitely a risk and reward factor to that, right? Like Travis was riskier, got more points, but then he ended up dying. Now for a weekly renovation update. Last week we installed all the hardware on the cabinets here. This week we installed the French doors so I can close the doors off in the room while we're playing games. Check it out. Now for my new purchases this week. For this purchase here, it came all the way from Germany. I ordered it weeks ago. I've mentioned several times on my channel that we enjoy from time to time trick-taking games. We've played Custom Heroes lately, we've played Wizard. We really enjoy trick-taking games. In fact, it's one of Allison's favorite types of games. One of my viewers, Jacob, recommended a game to us, so I'm really excited to try it. And this is the game that came all the way from Germany. It's a little card game here called Tai Chu. And this is Jacob's favorite trick-taking game. Thanks for recommending this, Jacob. I'm really excited to give this one a shot. My next purchase also was not in stock at my local game store, so I had to order it online. We have enjoyed playing Cosmic Run so much. It's that little game right there. The same game designer, Steve Finn, designed a game called Biblios. This game came out in 2007. It looks and feels like a book. This was kind of his first big hit, and then he started making some other games on the side like Cosmic Run. So I'm really stoked to give this one a shot. Now for the board game news. There were several new games announced this week. The one that I thought was most interesting is Clank the Mummy's Curse, and it comes out sometime later this year. It's an expansion for Clank. We're not ready for it. We haven't played the base game enough yet. Plus, there's already one expansion called Sunken Treasure that will be our next purchase once we're done playing the base game and ready to add something else onto it. Clank the Mummy Curse sounds interesting. There's like a mummy that wanders around the board. I'm assuming you want to stay away from it or he damages you. I don't know, but it sounds really cool. So look for that later this year if you have Clank and are looking for an expansion. That's it for this week in board games. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe for more board game videos, and I will see you next time. Bye.